So from you. So to Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to the Quiffcast, the podcast where nerds nerd out about everything they're nerdy about. My name's Rob. I'm joined today by Charlotte.
Hiya.
And Charlie.
Hello.
How are you both today? You all right?
Yeah, fine.
Not too bad, thank you. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So, you guys, how you doing? What's on your minds? You're shaking a bit there, Charlie. You got something to share with us today?
Play the intro. Here we go.
What?
Dun, 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 dun,
Well done.
dun, dun.
Fantastic. Okay, yeah. This is
It's a very heavy glass of water.
It's a very heavy glass of water.
Oh, next to the microphone.
It's not a glass.
Oh,
It's not a
next
gla-
to the
It's
microphone.
not a glass. It's a plastic cube.
Are you only allowing plastic in the studio?
Just for now. I think it's
Studio 2.
Studio 2. It's your first time in Studio 2, isn't it, babe?
Do you want me to answer truthfully?
Yes. Absolutely truthfully.
It's my first time sat at this table, yes.
Yes. At the studio. What do you think?
I really like it.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's set out exactly the way that you planned.
Yes.
The 3D model that you made on Blender.
Yes. So normal people, like a normal person would do their interior design look, by like drawing something on a piece of paper, or like literally going on a website to do some designing. But what I decided to do was to make a 3D model of of the room to scale. It was to scale as well, and it has actually turned out pretty much like what I thought.
That's good.
Yeah. You all right, Charlie?
Yeah, fine. All's well. Feeling a bit lightheaded, actually.
Right.
Let's have some paracetamol.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, you go ahead if you need to.
Yeah, thank you. Carry on the podcast.
Yeah.
What were you talking about? Sorry.
We were just talking about the studio. The studio. Are you gonna read the? You're reading the instructions to the paracetamol.
Read all of this leaflet carefully before you start taking this medicine because it contains important information to you.
Because everyone does that.
If everyone read the leaflets that came with medicines, they would never take anything.
That's true. Charlie is...
Doxaboracin, used in the treatment of cancer.
Right.
Some people like the sound of ruffling paper. I'm just going to turn
Some
this
people
whole
don't.
podcast into an ASMR
I think Charlie's...
podcast.
I think Charlie's already done that in previous podcasts.
Has he?
He has.
Oh, it's insight into
an earlier episode of the season. You just throw that on the floor.
Sorry,
you didn't actually take any there.
There's none in there.
messing up the
Oh, there's
new
not.
studio.
You wouldn't know though if you were just an audio listener, would you?
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
But you did describe that. It was a paracetamol box. So you did audio describe that to a degree.
To a degree.
Today, I want to discuss films.
Okay.
But specifically films that we've watched
Okay.
during / post lockdown. Because for those people who haven't watched / listened, well, actually, it's only listened at that point. Me and Charlotte do talk about films and TV stoof on podcasts quite a bit.
We do?
We do. What? Oh, yes. And Charlie is...
Never heard of it.
He knows films
I've heard of them.
of certain kinds.
What do you mean?
You've got a very... How do I put this? How would you put it, Charlotte? Charlie's film taste.
I would say he's got more out there taste, not mainstream. Definitely acquired taste.
Acquired.
Definitely acquired.
I think that's the word I was trying to.
Some questionable things in
Questionable.
Definitely questionable, yeah.
Very questionable. So.
Carry on.
Yeah. I mean, I think me and Shah have got a similar film taste. Actually, recently, Shah's actually shown me quite a few films that I've never watched.
Oh, go on.
Which I think probably would surprise quite a few people that I haven't watched these
talk to me about
classed
them.
as classic films.
Cheers.
What films have we watched recently?
Well, most recently we've watched The Matrix,
Yes.
which you've never seen.
Yes, the first Matrix film. I haven't seen that, and I've watched that, and I did really enjoy that.
It's a good film. It's got Keanu in it.
There was a lot of moments in there which, like, I've seen these iconic moments in the films, and yes, exactly what Charlie just did there visually on the podcast. Are you planning to do anything?
We'll carry on.
Okay, so another film.
We watched the Indiana Jones Tree-ology.
Yes, the
Tree-ology.
trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it? Tree-ology.
Tree-ology. That's spelled Tree-ology.
I've never heard it pronounced Tree-ology before.
Harrison Ford is a tree surgeon.
Trilogy.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones and the Prisoner of Willow.
Azkaban. And the first Indiana Jones film, there's a lot of iconic moments in that that I've actually recognised, but never iconic shots, I think.
Yes.
So obviously me being of a film background.
I could be totally lying.
Good.
I can't remember which one it is. It's in the trilogy.
Go on.
The Tree-ology.
Tree-ology.
That's going to be a thing now,
It's
isn't
gonna be.
it?
It's gonna be a thing. Clip it, ship it, clip it, shipped it, packed it, clipped it, and clipped it.
Go on.
The famous scene where man has sword, and it's
Yes.
Yes.
all around.
Yes.
Yes.
And then Harrison's like, "What are you doing?" Pow, shot. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Supposedly, this could be wrong. I might be misremembering a fact. But supposedly that happened because he had a bad stomach bug on the day of shooting. And he's like, I can't be bothered to do this. And he improvised just a pow, just to shoot. And the
Really?
and the crew were like, yes, we'll do that instead. So they did that instead.
That's brilliant.
I think, I could be totally wrong.
We'll do a little bit of research after.
Do a little bit into the research here.
That's good. I mean, I could totally buy that as
Yeah.
a BTS story.
Yeah. I mean, watching other podcasts with Harrison Ford, and you can
Yes.
imagine him not wanting to do something and it just going.
Yes. Yeah. No, I've sort of watched. Yeah, we have what you want. And in preparation for doing podcasts again, I was watching like Conan O'Brien's podcast, and that he was amazing on that.
That was really
He was
good.
so funny.
Yeah.
So funny, Charlie.
And you can just imagine him going, I don't feel like that today. I'm just going to shoot him.
he's a matter of fact kind of guy. Sorry, could you? I mean, it's in terms of set dressing.
What's the issue?
Charlie,
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
you've got-
Carry on.
no,
Carry on.
you've got something on the desk there.
Carry on.
He's
Carry on. Talk about film.
he's putting it back under beneath him now. So we watched those. I don't know what films we watched over lockdown.
Over lockdown, specifically.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's films that's come out after lockdown. I mean, a lot of films were delayed because of the pandemic.
We watched Gone Girl.
That didn't come out during lockdown.
No, but we watched it during
No,
lockdown.
but neither did Matrix or the Indiana
That's
Jones
true.
trilogy.
Specifically, did we watch that during
Trilogy.
lockdown?
We did, yeah.
What did you think of? Was that the first time you two had seen that?
Yeah.
So just to introduce myself, hello, I'm Charlie Leach. I don't know if you knew. And oh no, now see what Rob did there was pull a face that suggested that's going to be cut from the bit, and I hope not. It's not excellent. Very good, very good.
No, I'm going to cut to my face.
Yeah.
Very reaction.
Yeah, that very reaction.
Yeah,
Excellent.
go on.
I like normally horrible, weird films in the main, quite depressing films, or sometimes quite nice, but mainly weird and horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was shocked in the first place that I knew Charlotte you'd watch it at some point, but Rob, how did you persevere with Gone Girl?
I
'Cause that's not your sort of film, though.
it's not that sort of film. I found it quite. It was intriguing. I felt the frustration. I think tense. I think.
Was that your first David Fincher film?
No, I don't think so. I think I probably watched another one before.
7? Fight
I
Club?
haven't watched 7 of his films. No. Fight Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've
I've
definitely
been
seen.
meaning to watch 7 and I haven't watched 7 yet.
Well, here's a question for Shark Smart. You famously hate Ben Affleck.
Yes, I do.
What did you think of Ben Affleck in Gone Girl?
I think he played the part well. Yeah. I famously hate him because he's not a good Batman.
She has expressed this in many a podcast before.
I have. But in Gone Girl, he did play the role very, very well.
Yeah.
And to the point where I actually felt for him in a way.
I didn't.
It's a very unique film, I'd say.
Well, no, I know that. I know that the point is you don't, because they're both
Awful people.
awful people.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what she was doing to him,
Well, spoil.
Yeah.
yeah. I'd say, yeah. Without going into too much detail in the film, I kind of understand both of their reasonings in a way, but it royally freaked me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this. You had quite a visceral reaction to it. Didn't you dream about it?
I did. I did. I had horrific dreams like post that film, and I'm not good with like horror or tense or murder. No, I know you
Charlie
like a
loves
bit of
murder. I love
yeah.
murder. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just hooked on the story.
It's quite a long film, isn't it?
It is a long film.
I think I was wanting it's sort of because it was such a long film as well. You didn't know where it was going,
Oh yeah. No.
who was going to be. I don't want to say the winner. You know what I mean, though. Like
I know
sort
what you
of like sort of who, where it was going to go, and who was going to come out on top if it was going to ever get to that start stage. Or if
Who's
it's
the
gonna
man from How I Met Your Mother?
I know who you're talking
Neil
about.
Patrick Harris.
Be, yeah, but yeah,
He was in it.
he was. Yeah, yes, he was. He's also in Doctor Who.
Oh. So you're on about you're watching some stuff that you wouldn't have watched, and this
Yes.
especially happened over COVID and lockdowns and whatnot. Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
What about you, Charlotte? Did you ever watch anything you were like, ooh, I've never watched that before?
I watched Parasite.
I thought that was going to come up.
I really enjoyed that.
I'll let you guys talk about that one.
No, please go on.
No, I didn't enjoy it.
I know you didn't enjoy it. Why didn't you enjoy it?
I just don't gel with that kind of film.
In what way?
It's difficult to follow for me.
It wasn't that difficult to follow.
It was difficult to follow for me.
I like a lot of East Asian films.
Yes,
So I love my Korean films, my Japanese
I
films.
find I think it's
That's
just
a Korean film for everyone
Yeah.
that doesn't know. It won the Oscar for Best Film at the Oscars in 2019. It's the first foreign language film to ever win Best Oscar.
was yeah. I think that's probably the one. I find them difficult to follow because I'm a very visual person.
Arguably a very visual film, but carry on.
Yes, no, I agree. It was a very visual film, but in terms of like the context, I found it quite difficult. I'll let you explain it. Like, 'cause,
Well, I don't go too
people
far deep into
don't
it.
go too far, but obviously I think this probably audiences probably won't know what.
It's directed by Bong Joon-ho, who made The Host, Okja, Snowpiercer, which is one of his only English
I
films.
haven't seen that yet.
No, I won't say my opinion because I don't like it. But it's supposed to be very good. Chris Evans is in it.
Yes, I know that. Yeah,
Mhm. But Parasite was his big mainstream success. I'd say the themes of it are class and crossing the class divide and money corrupts and what money can do to people, that sort of thing.
all right.
I would argue.
You'd argue.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head.
And did you like it, Charlotte?
I did. It was a different film for me. It's not something I would normally go out my way to watch, but I watched it and I did enjoy it. It was a good story.
Wasn't COVID, but a film I wouldn't normally choose to watch, but I watched with you two in your house, in your domicile, was Back to the Future.
Oh, have we watched Back to the Future 2 yet?
No. Don't give a smile. Don't give it a smile. Famously, I've only, before that time,
Yes.
watched Back to the Future
That
3.
frustrates me.
It was very
That
frustrating.
frustrated me for a
Don't
very
even
long
know How
time.
you managed to watch
Oh,
that
just
first.
on the TV.
I've just watched
I
Back to the
just
Future 3. I was like,
Yeah. That train was stupid, wasn't it?
Arguably, I'm not saying the worst one of the three,
Well, you are though.
but I am my least favorite of the three. Three. But I still do really enjoy it, and I will watch the whole trilogy on repeat.
What's your favourite trilogy? Is that your favourite trilogy?
That's my favourite Tree-ology.
Yeah. What's your favourite trilogy,
I knew that was
Charlotte?
going to come back up at some point. My favourite trilogy of films, counting that what I like all three of the films.
I would probably say so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that would be a requisite for that.
Probably Pirates of the Caribbean.
Tell us more.
I used to be obsessed by that film to the point where I can actually recite every single thing in that film word for word.
I'm probably like that with Back to the Future.
Well, that would probably be because you were starring in it as Kira. You are Keira Knightley.
A long-term running joke that I looked and sounded like Keira Knightley for a while.
Yeah.
Love Actually.
Actually.
Love Actually. Love Actually.
Do you have a favourite trilogy?
I don't think I do. I don't think I watch lots of sequels of stuff.
No, you're very much...
No, I'm a one in, one out sort of guy.
One shot.
One shot.
One shot Charlie.
One shot Charlie, as they call me. Here we are. We're jumping from film to film, topic to topic.
That's
here.
fine.
But I'm going. Spoiler alert for Spider-Man across into the across. Everyone, if everyone knows that now. Yeah. Excellent. I don't want to ruin and be a buzzkill. I did not like the second film. I did. Objectively, it's a very good film. But I did not know going into it, it's a cut in half.
Yes.
There's a new story.
That surprised me.
Yeah, I actually went into it not expecting that, which is nice.
I'm glad they didn't rush the ending.
I like with most things now with marketing and stuff, it's there's going to be another part, or there's going to be another film. That's what I don't like about TV and film these days. There's no threat because you can sort of think, oh, here's a film. What's going to happen in this film? Oh, they've already confirmed the sequel, or they've already confirmed a tie-in film, so nothing really can happen.
Italian film?
Tie-in.
Carry on.
So nothing like is going to major is going to happen to this character.
Yeah.
So you sort of know, oh, well, they're going to survive this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or oh, well, this is going to end on some sort of cliffhanger. And yeah, so there's no threat. I don't know how I missed it, but I didn't know that this was going to be a part one.
I didn't know, but when I came out of the cinema and texted my little sister, what did you think of the film? She's like, well, I knew it was going to be a two-parter in the first place. I'm like, oh,
I thought it was a bit slow, and I was sort of thinking, this is oddly slow.
For a standalone film.
Not slow, but like they are like sort of taking some time on certain scenes. I was thinking,
yeah, they're setting the scene.
where they're gonna. I'm always up down. They're gonna rush the ending here, but at that point I didn't know it was tying into something else.
Yeah.
Do you want Charlie's hot take?
Go on, hot one take.
It's not a hot take because I think many people say this about Marvel Universe. Anyway, but I have quite a hatred. And obviously a physical reaction from my mouth, as the video listeners can say. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. I don't like films that you have to watch different things to get or be invested in the characters, or have to park your time or not get all the character development or story development in the one film because they've got another film coming up.
Yes,
I don't like that, and that's why I didn't like the story of the latest animated Spider-Man film.
Right, okay, that's fair enough.
I thought it was a bit messy. I thought the villain was meh because you didn't get much time with him.
Yes.
I was getting bored and I was like, well, this is just another plot point and another plot point and then...
Setting up, asking questions.
Asking questions. I don't need that. That. What's wrong with just doing it all in one film?
Just one narrative, No, I get that. I totally get that.
Completely valid.
And another thing.
Go on.
Carry on.
No.
You just wanted to wave that in the air, didn't you?
Wave what?
Yeah, wave what? You won't know what Charlie is doing on this podcast if you're just listening.
No.
The reason, if you are noticing some really questionable pauses and just confusion in my voice and Charlie stating things and not ever following through, you're missing out on some visuals of the Quiffcast. because you're not watching it on YouTube. But hey, another reason to watch it again, I suppose. Repeat content.
Going all the way back to about 5 minutes ago.
Go on.
Back to the Future is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I'm glad you
really
like
enjoyed
it.
it.
I'm glad you like it.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
Ryan's recently watched it. I'll probably bring it up with him. I think I might have already done it. I've been trying to get Ryan to watch. Well, I think equally I've been trying to get Charlie and Ryan to watch Back to the Future, and it's slowly coming all one thing.
It's all circumventing.
Back to the Future 2 is my favourite.
Okay. What was you going to say, Charlotte?
I actually can't remember what I was going to say.
I'm not gonna let.
I like how you nearly put that under the table.
I
Like my
nearly
props.
I nearly put it under the table. I don't know why that was.
Because you see me doing it. That's why.
Put my glass of water on the floor.
Yeah,
There we go.
I'll just do that.
Props.
Charlie, I'm gonna let you speak.
Okay. About film.
There's one particular film that we keep bringing up because it's interesting.
Which film?
GS.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Yeah, go on.
so I think this is the all-rounder in terms of how broad Charlie. Well, not broad. What was the word you used?
I've got a broad film taste.
You got a broad film
Acquired.
taste. Acquired. That's it.
Yeah, I've also got an acquired film taste.
I think this is probably that musical one. Yes.
The Greasy Strangler.
Oh, the Greasy Strang. You know what? I'm racking my brain thinking, what the hell starts with GS?
So I'm going to let Charlie explain because I very doubt my audience know about this film.
Okay.
How I don't know if you're going to word this in a way that's going to advertise that people should see it, or
I'll give it a go.
do you make this film sound as appetizing as you feel
Who
it
likes
is?
Grease? I certainly do. So does John Travolta. He's put it on his breakfast cereal. Put it in the car. It's grease lightning, but it's not lightning grease in this bowl. Oh no. This is... Okay, I'm going to go into a serious proper conversation. I'm going to try and attempt to do this properly. I would say Greasy Strangler is a good summary or brief of the sort of film taste I have.
I literally thought you said it's a great summer film.
It's a great summer
It's a
film.
great summer film.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Go on.
It's not wrong. The Greasy Strangler is a very good example of someone purposely trying to do a B film, trying to do one of those schlocky, horror, silly 70s, 80s stylized films where it's the physical in-camera effects are great. There's some, it's a bit schlocky, but it's a bit silly. There's not much story. The characters don't develop that much. It's loads of silly kills, and it's loads of silly humour, and it has a stylized sort of... It's a bit dark.
I'm going to be honest. I don't really remember the actual narrative because of all the things.
The things on screen. I like all sorts of films, but I definitely have a penchant. And the other microphone, a penchant. And a penchant for stuff that's a bit gross, a bit weird, a bit horrible.
Yeah.
It's a bit schlocky sometimes, but I also do like just the horrible, depressing films as well that are very well made. But if it's something that's a bit gross, it's going to weird people out, and it's good to watch in a group and weird everyone out because I'm a bit weird, then that's what I like.
Charlie.
And The Greasy Strangler is a very good example.
I do this, but do you, when you're watching films with people,
Yeah.
are you watching the people watching the films more
Ish.
so?
A little bit, but not that much.
Do you take more enjoyment?
I do get enjoyment from the fact that it's bringing a reaction from people. Yeah, definitely. Well, here we go. So The Greasy Strangler, it was a schlocky film made in late 2010s, maybe mid 2010s.
Really?
I think so. It's about a father and son who, the father runs a walking tour guide business in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. They both got a very weird, odd relationship with each other, and it's one of those films where they purposely make the actors act really weird. While this is happening, there is this greasy strangler. There's this man covered in grease going around strangling people, killing people, and the two intersect into each other.
Right.
It all intersects, and let's be honest with ourselves here. It's about a father and son bonding, and they haven't bonded in a while, and something monumental has to happen for them to realise we are father and son. We can bond over a mutual interest in Greece. And then what I want from you two,
Not the
'cause-
country,
not the country, and not the John Travolta hit film. So from you, so for the audio listeners, Rob's pulling a face again. How long we got on the clock, Rob?
133.
133
No,
already.
actually, no, that's 5 minutes off that, so that's fine.
Oh, that's fine. That's all right. Then. I like tormenting my friends with making them watch films like this. In previous time, I have stopped myself. I've adapted a bit for what films I show with friends, because in the previous time, if you've been with me earlier in my life, I made some of my friends watch like horrible films, and they're just like, "Why have we just sat down in your house and watched this film about these two hitmen and child abuse? That's horrible."
Well, some of the films, you've like
what do you mean?
watched. No, let me talk.
Okay.
Some of the films you've literally bought, and they're like being banned.
You can't say that online.
I've just said it.
You just said it. Yeah, I've got some films that were banned. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like some of the video nasty stuff. Obviously.
But it's banned in certain countries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got a Hong Kong set of films that were not
What
released in this
attracts
country.
you to those films?
It's a bit naughty, innit?
You're like, I'm watching something that I shouldn't be watching.
Yeah, a
sort
little
of thing.
bit, but it's I do like exploitation films, and they're not nice, but I do like them. I want to go back to Greasy Strangler, because I think I always do. We watched it at a friend's house. I made everyone watch it. And I think this is like a good microcosm of my experience with films and stuff like that. From the two of you, I want your initial reactions to the film. So I'll go with Charlotte first.
I was just hooked. I couldn't stop watching it.
What attracted you to it?
It was just so weird. The whole like car wash thing is the weirdest thing that got me. The whole thing.
Okay, I'm going to go with a little bit of spoilers. I mean, it's fine. The dad's the greasy strangler, shock horror, covered in grease, and he washes himself after a killing with a car wash.
Yeah, I think out of everything, that was the weirdest thing. And I was thinking, why in a car wash? But it doesn't make sense if you're that covered in grease.
If you're that covered in grease, you need industrial stuff. So you really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did.
I think there was a few of us in the group that really enjoyed it. Rob?
Well, first I was afraid, and I was petrified. No, I mean, I think I got enjoyment. Well, I'm not going to say I got enjoyment out of it. It was one of those films where we watched it, obviously, but then I think we watched it again, but then I was looking at other people's reactions. I think because it just.
You enjoyed the group experience.
I enjoyed the group
group
experience, but when I could walk away, when I could,
I can clearly remember you walking in the room. This guy coming out of the car wash, all dangling galore,
dangling everywhere.
Yeah,
and you looking around at all of us and walking back out the room.
Yeah. That was a second viewing. Because I think you were showing someone else.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I thought it was just one viewing for all of you. Like.
Was it?
I think so.
I sat down and watched the whole thing.
No, I
think it was just the one viewing.
That's probably why I don't remember the actual narrative.
When you think of a Charlie film, or when you think of that sort of film, this is a more That's strange. That's strange. So what's happened there for the audio listeners is the set decoration that he's moving. He's moving. Off he goes.
Carry on.
I'm carrying. I'm describing what's happening here. What's he doing? He's that was great.
I couldn't stand it any longer.
No, he couldn't stand it any longer. That's fair enough.
Go on.
I was waiting to see how long it would take you to move them off the table.
You know, I make a really nice set for the Quiffcast, and then you just do that.
I quote, "Show me something weird," he said. For the video.
It wasn't meant to be a constant, it's all throughout the pot. It was meant to be like a, here it is, that's it sort of thing.
Well, I think I brought a new tradition to you all.
It's not.
It's a new tradition. Everyone that's guests on here now will do that.
Yeah, and I'm just going to chuck things around the studio.
You're going to chuck things around the studio, yeah. I think it's a more general question, and I can go into what I think. But when you want to watch a film and you want to enjoy a film, what sort of thing do you want from the film that will make you enjoy it? What's the thing that this would be an enjoyable film for me? Because for me, as well, I've just hinted at, it's something that's weird and a bit gross out, but also quite depressing in parts, something bleak and talks about human nature. There you go. That's, wow, I've got deep. I'll never do
very
that.
deep.
Thank you. Charlotte.
I just like a good story that I can get involved with, that hooks me into the film. I like a good story. I also do like feel-good humour as well. A lot of my favourite films, like favourite films, they are just feel-good movies. I also appreciate the art style. I like a lot of Studio Ghibli films, and I absolutely love the way they're animated and the way they're painted and things like that. I think it's beautiful. And the music. It's a damn good soundtrack. I'm into it.
Rob?
I am being a filmmaker. I am a big fan of showing over telling. So I really love films that tell the story visually. There's a lot of examples of media, both TV and film, where there's a lot of the spoon feeding the narrative. I love visual storytelling, and that's sort of why I love like the Cornetto trilogy and Edgar Wright's specific direction. There's a lot of storytelling within his direction style, like even just like down to like transitions, showing various character traits and stuff just through the visual style of the film. That's one of the things where I really appreciate film.
It's a visual medium.
It's a visual medium, and it's make the most of that. So I can enjoy them in a different way than I do the big franchise stuff. I really like the big franchise stuff. I love the likes of the MCU and DC CW universe because there is that intertwining story, and there's not going against what Charlie said, but there is that opportunity for character development on a larger scale with things like The Flash. We've probably seen it done well and not so well. With the Flash film, we saw it was interesting going into like the Flash film, and we'll probably speak about like the Flash TV versus film in another podcast. But with the TV series, you've got that room for character development on a larger scale, and I love that, and exploring and actually connecting with the characters and relating to the characters. Whereas with these one-off films, I mean, it's quite unlikely. I'd be very surprised if the Flash film gets a sequel now. They were setting up for a sequel. Because there's lots of if you know the Flash lore and everything in the comic books, there's so much story to tell with the Flash. It'd be nice to see that, but somehow I can't see it with this iteration. So you sort of going into it, you sort of know a lot about we know a lot about the character, but we're seeing this new version of the Flash. Same with the MCU though, it's like you are getting these intertwining stories, and then there's a level of excitement when these major events happen. There's literally moments in cinema where I physically shake with excitement. I think I've said in the podcast before, when Ant-Man first went Giant Man in the cinema, that was like, I was literally shaking with excitement, and I've not experienced that before. Same emotionally, really connecting with these characters, you have a deep connection with these characters, and you feel emotionally attached to them.
Yeah.
I think when you've got the time to tell the story, it's going to have a bigger emotional impact on you.
Is that not what TV's for?
TV and film. I'm being general about TV and film.
Mic drop.
Don't drop a mic. It's expensive.
Okay, so
no, but it's with the TV and film. I mean, yes, I agree. With TV, you've got that time to do it, but with film, you've got a bigger medium, a bigger audience. So, if you can do it,
why not tell a bigger story?
I think so. I want to go into TV now, specifically. So the two of you have sort of established that big spectacle and feel good and characters and warmth and that sort of thing is what you like. Yeah. So I'm shocked that the two of you both love the TV show The Boys.
I love The Boys. I really love The Boys.
How far are you with The Boys?
I stopped watching it.
You stopped?
I stopped. I finished it series 1.
Is there a reason why?
I didn't. Meh.
I was surprised you got into it, actually.
My mum did.
Yeah.
Meh. I don't like superhero stuff, so I think that's a biggie.
It's different, though.
Yeah, it's different. It's definitely different.
I find The Boys very interesting because it's like, it's scary how true it is, if our world had superheroes.
Oh, yeah, big corporations and just using them for money and
Yeah.
all the politics involved. And yeah,
Why do you like The Boys, Bev?
I think it just explores things that everything that you've been taught about growing up with superhero films and comic books and things like that. It kind of just explores a lot of what people haven't really dared to look at with superheroes, like the dark side of it. And I really do like it because, I mean, yeah, you can get someone like the Flash who runs at the speed of light, but yeah, what if you do run through a person? What happens to that person? And I mean, like that first initial scene on like the first episode shocked me into thinking, oh shit, yeah, that could happen legitimately if that was real.
I think it's interesting. There's a bit of a reversal here because obviously the two of you. Would you say this is like one of your favourite TV discoveries of like the past like 10 years sort of thing? It's probably one of your favourite TV shows for the both of you, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's definitely one of mine.
I think I'm more of I get hooked on like the universe sort of stuff. But I think I'll probably say you like The Boys more so than me.
Yeah.
There's a lot I appreciate it. I really like the fact that it's weird how my favourite character of the show is very hated.
Yeah.
Not hated in like you love to hate this character sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because obviously we've discussed what we like in film and warmth and spectacle and loving the characters for, you know, their heroic virtues and everything else, and putting my hand in front of Rob's shot for the camera.
Continuously.
Yeah, continuously. And then I've discussed how I like dark and horrible and human nature and how people are corrupted and everything else.
Yeah.
And then in this reversal, you both like a show where all that happens.
Yes.
Pretty much. And my favourite TV show that I discovered over COVID, because we were talking about stuff we discovered over COVID, is Twin Peaks.
Why do you like Twin Peaks?
I think it is dark at times. But one of the main things about Twin Peaks and that people loved it was because in some aspects it's a weird soap opera. And a lot of the nice things about Twin Peaks is this weird like nostalgia for like Americana and like cutesy little stories about people being pregnant, and then like little like singing contests that go wrong. And I mean, the depth of the stories, it's about a murder mystery about who's killed someone, but it's also about like the police force, and it's about people rediscovering family and new loves, and you go from episode to episode and someone's kissing someone new. And this is me talking about this, and it's quite a warm show in parts, so I think it's quite interesting. Well, and then a lot of it is really weird, so I think that's probably where I've got back into it. Yeah. There's weird dream sequences with you know people speaking backwards and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think COVID for me was the discovery of Twin Peaks and David Lynch, the director of Twin Peaks.
I don't think there's anything else we like sort of. I mean, obviously, I think we did watch more of each other's stuff.
I think we did.
Over lockdown, there was a big we made like a Discord server and stuff.
I think we talk to each other every single day.
Yeah, 12 days.
Yeah, we organised the watch parties and stuff like that. I'm not one to like get into many TV shows unless I'm like really passionate about it.
Yeah,
because obviously TV shows take a lot of your time.
They do. I think since we've moved in together, I think when we like have like just days where it's just us, we have been watching more TV series, but we watch them in bulk and try and finish them. Like currently we're watching our way through Futurama.
Did you enjoy Futurama?
I love Futurama.
Yeah.
Over The Simpsons any day.
Futurama's one of those things that's like it was just on.
Yeah.
I watched the odd episode. I've never like sat down to watch a season of Futurama. So there's like episodes and things I recognise.
I think we've gone through a season and a half so far within like a week.
And there's obviously a new season now.
Yeah, but we will watch The Flash. We're watching Futurama now. We finished Wednesday. We've got The Boys coming up.
Yeah, there's all there's like the Disney Plus stuff as well.
Oh yeah, we've got Loki and things like that coming up as well, haven't we? Finished watching the one with Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Yeah, Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Still don't know what to think of that.
No, Try's like, no, I don't care about these.
No, couldn't care less.
I think the last one you watched was Moon Knight, wasn't it?
Oh, what a regret of my time that was.
That was good though.
Certainly not. I love Oscar Isaac. I think
that's the only reason why you watched it, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I even watched bloody Obi-Wan.
Well, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, no. Oof. But Disney Plus has, in the UK, has shows I love. Well, shows I like or would want to watch. The Bear.
I wouldn't mind watching The Bear,
I watched a few episodes, really enjoyed it, but I need to watch more.
That's the one about a chef, isn't it?
It's about a chef.
Yeah.
Atlanta, with my boy Donald Glover. A bit of Donald.
I've heard.
Thank you. And I'm going back to David Lynch. We're going back there.
Absolutely fine.
We're absolutely fine. Do you think you'd ever wander into... I'll go for both of you, but I know, Charlotte, you're more open to these sort of things. It was more so Rob is the interesting one. But hey, but you're being introduced to new things and new stuff and culture and art and film and TV. And
I think that's what I think it's quite interesting about me. With me being a filmmaker, the amount of films I haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Like older films that that I used to watch as a kid. I've kind of oh, have you seen this? Oh no,
No, I haven't.
It really surprised me that you hadn't watched Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's always been something I wanted to watch, but it's just like,
Yeah,
it might be a conversation for another day. But do you think when you do like a film degree,
yeah,
there's this certain expectation that you have to watch all the classics,
yes.
and that's quite off-putting for people.
It's I think with what I think film studies is like it's just studying a style.
Mm-hmm.
Not specifically a franchise.
Because you'll have those university courses that are like, well, you need to watch Psycho and you Citizen Kane and 12 Angry Men, even though Charlotte has said she really likes 12 Angry Men. And I need to watch it again at some point. And you probably need to watch it. It's quite a good film.
Things like we watched, well, that's like we watched like The Departed and Schindler's List and Pan's Labyrinth. So I think
I've never seen Pan's Labyrinth.
That is interesting. Did not know that.
I think that's one of the reasons why, because I had to study them. I have a slight objection to watching them casually.
That's interesting because when I could, in my degree, because I did an English degree, I purposely put films in to study it. And I purposely started, right, one of my favourite films of all time, which at some point the two of you will watch, but you'll hate me for it, is a film called Kill List. Kill List. There's a gentleman director from England called Ben Wheatley, most famous at the moment for directing the sequel to The Meg. That hasn't gone down well. No. But he directed a film called Kill List about two hitmen, and then it all goes a bit awry. Oh, it sounds like a jolly time. It's not. But the stylized and the kitchen scene, I like a good, and this is probably a bit boring for everyone here, but I love a good English film, kitchen sink, talky, British, in like Utoxeter, or in the field somewhere, or with all folky sort of elements to it. That's my jam. I love The Wicker Man original, and also Nicolas Cage. Oh, did you study The Wicker Man?
Yeah,
the original.
Original, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you should have studied Nicolas Cage because it's a tour de force, isn't it? It's a tour de force.
Harry Brown was one of the ones that we watched as well.
I've never seen Harry Brown.
No, I think you'd like that.
Quite violent, isn't it?
Yeah, there's some films I've really enjoyed. Yeah, but I think when you analyze them, I think it took me a while to stop analyzing films. That's sort of what put me off films. When you do a course like that, it's like you are watching it for different reasons.
Yeah, for totally different reasons.
I can remember when we used to go at the cinema or just have like a date night or whatever when we first started going out and you were doing film studies, you just would not switch off and you'd be going, oh, they did this like this. Oh, they shouldn't have done that. Oh, the lighting was off. I'm just like, watch the damn film.
You see, they developed that shot for a bit of mise en scène.
The framing and blocking and this shot.
Walking cinema sins for like please.
That person there is behind the staircase columns to represent the fact that they're going to be in prison in a later scene.
Foreshadowing. But I did a little bit of coursework on Kill List about dialogue and showing like a realistic argument scene, basically.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the point was of what I was going into, but I'm going to segue and swerve into some of my favourite times in film and TV, even though I do like the weirdness of stuff, and I do like folk horror. Understand folk horror?
I don't quite get the term.
The Wicker Man is a folk horror film. Midsommar is a thing. You joke and say Hot Fuzz, but yes, I would class that as folky sort of elements of horror. It's that sort of in the UK.
Almost like
it's
a
British.
perfect sort of.
Yes, there's like a perfect.
Their viewpoint is it's but from an outsider.
Yeah, and it's got that sort of it's outsider stuff. It's got that folky sort of like cultish element.
Yeah,
but
this is what we do in our community.
This is what we do in our community, but also in the UK, I know that America has folk horror stuff as well, but in the UK, there's this sort of the mise en scène, the settings and everything else. I really like. It sounds a bit odd. I like brutalist architecture. We're getting really arty now. I like brutalist architecture, and I like
What do you mean by that?
70s, 60s, 80s, 90s council buildings or like sharp edge
Right.
architecture and stuff like that. But I also like countryside and the juxtaposition between the two. So one of my other favourite films is Dead Man's Shoes, and it's set both in like countryside bits, but also like council estates in New Toxteth. And it's that sort of like mixture of old meets the modern society blending in to nature and the UK countryside and UK tradition and UK old like pagan sort of stuff. I like that sort of thing. So that's my sort of thing. Did you expect me to go on a weird like that sort of thing? Sorry, I'll do something mad. Carry on.
It's fine. No, honestly, that's absolutely great.
No, We're going. We
going.
can't stop this podcast.
I mean, we
can't.
do have to,
we don't know.
We do.
We don't.
We do have to round up.
We don't know.
Start rounding up.
No, we don't know. We're doing another one straight after this. Excellent.
No. So, in terms of anything you're looking forward to, do you want to like sort of briefly go on to that? Is there anything you guys are looking forward to in film future? Don't sneeze.
Sorry.
I thought you meant me, and then I heard that. I thought you were talking about me. Well, I've said all of that.
Yeah.
And I've said all about how I like the small and the UK and the folk horror and everything. Oh, go on.
With your films,
Oh, no.
is there anything you look forward to, or is it just something just show up?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know.
Like a film coming up, or do you mean when you're watching a film
of,
and there's stuff inside the film?
No, I'm thinking in terms of like with marketing for the films that you watch. Like, is there anything you look forward to coming out, or is
I look forward to stuff coming out, but normally I have to have stumbled upon the advert for it or the trailer for it, or know that the director and the story of the sort of plot of what's happening. Par example, I went to see Infinity Pool knowing that I like the director, Brandon Cronenberg. I like the sort of thing he does, and I knew the people who were going to be in it. Be Garth Alexander Skarsgård. So I went through and went, yeah, I'm going to like this film. Watched it, enjoyed it. I did a similar sort of thing with Men, but a different reaction. Men, starring Jessie Buckley, directed by Alex Garland. I don't like some of his films. Went to see it, hated it. Rory Kinnear, I love Rory Kinnear. But most of the time, it depends. I like some mainstream films. I like Barbie, the Marketing hooked me, and I obviously loved it. And the thing I was going to say was that you were going to go into, is any films that you're looking forward to watching? Yeah. And I was going to go, well, I've gone all about the small and folk horror and everything else. Yeah. But the main film I'm looking forward to watching this year is Dune Part 2. All right, which is total opposite of all of that.
Yeah.
So.
I still haven't seen the first Dune.
No, I haven't.
I started reading it.
Yeah.
I just haven't finished. Life's just got in the way. But
is there anything you're looking forward to watching?
TV or film?
Just generally, yeah.
Well, we've got The Boys series season 4 soon, hopefully. The new Godzilla.
Oh, here she goes.
I absolutely love Godzilla. Just any Godzilla film, but the small snippet of the new trailer just looks more like it's heading in a traditional direction for like old Godzilla films. I am thoroughly looking forward to that.
If you love him so much, why don't you marry him?
Fucking would.
Of course you would. Rob?
Honestly,
would you marry Godzilla?
No.
What if I was Godzilla?
Would you love me if I was Godzilla?
I love you just the way you are.
Oh.
I don't think there is anything I'm looking forward to.
What about Loki season 2?
There's been a lot of films in the last few years that I've been like eagerly waiting for. At the moment, I don't think there is any, which is odd.
Yeah.
It's for the first time in a while. I think the last film I was eagerly waiting for was The Flash, just out of intrigue.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is anything coming up.
I mean, there's films that I've wanted to see and we just haven't gone.
Yes, and
for one reason or another.
There's been like, I mean, I want to see the new Indiana Jones film.
Yeah, I want to see Barbie. I still haven't
Barbie,
seen Barbie.
yeah.
I want to see Oppenheimer.
I'm interested in Oppenheimer as well. Yeah.
Barbie.
But
We're
generally,
see Barbie tonight. Yeah, excellent.
Generally, yeah. There's not there's not much I'm looking forward to.
He said yes to seeing Barbie tonight, just for the record show.
Good.
So yeah,
Barbie. A little last piece. I've gone on all about depressing films.
Yes.
I love all the dark
Yes.
stuff, everything else.
Yes.
Genuinely, Barbie's one of the best films I've seen in this decade.
There you go. That's a very
there you
good
go.
review.
Very good review. If it's coming from out of Charlie's mouth, after everything he said,
After everything I've said.
it's a
And
really
somehow
good
I
kids film.
didn't mention the film I've been talking about this weekend, which is... This is where you cut my audio down. Yeah. So there was this wonderful film I watched about lactation.
Yeah. Okay. So you're probably gonna hear like a snippet from that microphone.
Through, like, yeah.
It's a great Japanese film, and what happens in the film is what happens in the. He's not going to put
I'm
my
not gonna
audio
do it,
down.
no.
I know. I can start saying it, but you'll hate it.
Sum that film up in a sentence.
A broken family bonds after a stranger visits their home.
What's the film called?
Visitor Q. I could talk about the director of that film all day because his name's Takeshi Miike and he's done a million different films. He directed a live adaptation of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Imagine that.
Alright.
He also directed a live adaptation of Death Note, Blue Butler, whatever that Butler thing is.
Yeah.
They're all bad.
Black Butler.
Black Butler. Yakuza, he did the Yakuza adaptation as well.
Don't let Mia hear you say that.
No,
Black Butler
his adaptations are bad.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right,
no,
right.
yeah. He's made 200 odd films in his life, I think.
All right.
Yeah, or 150 odd or something like that. But some of the films he's made are amazing, including Visitor Q and Itchy the Killer.
I love your face.
Visitor Q is a wonderful film that has great things in there. Go on, put us out.
Go on.
But
Go on. Say what you want to say.
I'll say what I want to say.
It has. What does it have in it?
Love and passion for a family broken and brought together.
Amongst other things.
Amongst lactation. There's a wonderful bit.
God's sake. Yeah,
Lots of
that's not the
lactation. There's
worst.
lots of.
That's not the,
No,
that's not
I
the
could have
worst
said
thing.
the whole thing about incest, but I haven't.
No, you didn't say anything
I
about
didn't
that.
say
You brought
about
it
that.
up
No,
now.
I brought it up now. But there's a wonderful 10-minute scene
We
at
went
the
on
start of the film.
We went on a
where
night out on Friday, and
I ruined your friends.
you ruined. Yes,
People I'd never met before.
first impressions. As
First impressions are
impressions
key.
go.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
On that note,
No.
I think I'm going to wrap up this Quiffcast. You can't do that. We're going to do a sponsor.
We need to do a sponsor.
I'll let you do the sponsor.
Me and Charlotte are going to do a sponsor.
Fine, you go ahead.
I'm not very good at
We're going to do a sponsor.
this kind of thing.
We're going to do a sponsor.
For what?
For a Quifco product.
For a Quifco product?
Should I lead you in?
You leave me in.
Yeah. Introducing from Quifco.
I don't
giving
know
you the music.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Have you ever needed cheese?
I may have needed cheese at some point.
Oh, thank you. You're in the right place, lucky lady. For this is cheese from Quifco.
Oh.
Feel the curds.
Feel the curds.
Feel the curds with Quifco cheese. Was it formulated in 10 tanks? Charlotte, tell us more.
No, I can't. I'm rubbish. I can't do it.
Quifco cheese. Have you ever thought, I need a stinky cheese for my rectum? Quifco cheese. Quifco cheese. Excuse me, sir. Yes, sir? You've got some cheese there. Is that Quifco cheese? Yes, this is the Quifco cheese. Oh, it looks nice. Is that some blue Quifco cheese?
Thanks.
Quifco cheese.
No,
Brought to you
no, you
by
don't.
Quifco cheese. Quifco cheese.
No, you don't. You done.
Oh, you done? Look at his face.
Right, okay, I'm getting this live stream.
Live stream.
Live stream.
Did I say live stream?
Live stream.
Damn it.
Clip it, ship it, clipped it, shipped it, clipped it.
That's what I've been doing over lockdown, just live streams. No
stream.
podcast, just live stream.
Just live streaming.
Thank you for tuning in to
Thank
this
you very much, yeah.
podcast.
What? What's going on?
Are you sharing my
You-
microphone?
I'm
not-
not sharing a microphone.
you're not
We're going to
on-
sing. Blue velvet, boom, boom, blue velvet.
Thank you very much for tuning into this podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the Quiffcast on every platform you can. Until next time, take care, Quiff the Hair. I shall see you there.